Ever since I was a kid, I've loved Pokemon my entire life. This game series probably means the most to me and is my favorite of all time. And being able to play a game that I love, especially when my parents were fighting or my dad was gone doing something, really helped me immensely. That game personally for me was Omega Ruby, and is my favorite Pokemon game to date, even though I haven't played it in such a long time. So if I hear one more fucking time that Pokemon Black and White are better, I swear to fucking God! Alright, easiest fucking battle of my life, bruh. Oh, you fucking pussy! Yo guys, why is the professor kinda hot, am I right? Yeah, give me your lunch money, you little shits. Stop! I played these games before! No! This green twink, get out of my face, unless he's gonna kiss me like Jesus Christ, bro. I've had enough! I'm taken to the skies! Like on 9/11! Gotta get jiggy with it. Jesus Christ, you're ugly. So when I was a young lad, I saw my brother play Pokemon Black, and I really wanted to play it, but... Hey, Mr. Brother, can I have a turn? Mom said it's my turn. So I never personally touched the game that people, and personally me, would call the most glazed Pokemon game of all time. Seriously, you think Gen 1ers are bad? These guys take it to a whole new level. I picked up a cover of Pokemon Black, and that shit's white. I naturally wondered, do the Glazers have a point? For context, my first ever Pokemon game was Omega Ruby on the 3DS. It introduced me to the greatest franchise of all time and the best Pokemon of all time. So, I've always wanted to play the game my brother did, because I always saw him playing it growing up. So, I decided to dive into Pokemon Black and White, but specifically Black, and see what the hype was about. And after playing the game, I get it. This game is fire. It is one of the best Pokemon games I've ever played. But why? Why is it so good, and why do I like it so much? And where the hell is Swampert? Welcome to Doofus Reviews. I'm James, Harvard graduate in ideology, and today we're going to go over Black and White of Pokemon and discover, is it still good, and why is it still good in the year of 2025? And yes, I'm milking the new year, you dumb
Please, consider the following.
Pokemon Black and White were released back in 2011, and to say that the reception was very mixed would be an understatement. Okay, so I can't find any negative reviews for the game for the life of me. But I think both me and you know that those things existed. I can only find a post from back 2013 that was a negative, but I know for a fact there was a shit ton of negative reviews, so if someone finds it, please show me. I know I'm not fucking crazy. Fans didn't like that the game's Pokedex was restricted to only Gen 5 Pokemon until the post-game. The longer and more thought-out story is, while mostly loved, can be rubbed off the wrong way by some people in the early days. And apparently people really didn't like the animations of the game and thought the art style was a step back from Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, which I personally disagree with wholeheartedly. Man, these graphics are so cool. Hell, actually, Diamond's better. Shut up! But here's the kicker. One thing that I could find that nobody complained about was the Pokemon's Black and White map design was a huge leap forward compared to the older games. Game Freak decided to mix a bit of 3D and 2D elements in the game for the first time, and it turned out perfect. The dynamic camera movements felt like revolutionary for these games. Walking across Sky Arrow Bridge, for example, showed off its massive scale. Cars zooming beneath you as you trek across the bridge, and for a moment, it really immerses you. While later games do try to show this full 3D like Scarlet and Violet or Sword and Shield, it just never hit the same like this game did. I love Sword and Shield, so I'm gonna pick on it. Here is Winden City, and compare that to Castelia City. The big difference is layering. Castelia has so much layers and depth in the back compared to Winden, which has jack shit. This game for once actually made you feel like you were in a large town or a large city, with giant buildings, people running around you, and instead of just 4 buildings like the previous games, it was an actual city. Now I want to talk about the gyms and other locations in this game because they are equally as impressive as the towns. Take a look at the Electric Gym. This game allows you to zip around on roller coaster tracks as a gym. Or take a look at the Flying Gym, which shoots you out of cannons to progress throughout the gym. And compare that to like Scarlet and Violet, and it's just a world of difference. Get back here, you little shits! Okay, I'm sorry, please, no! The leap Four rooms are also just unique and trippy. The modern games just, they can't match it. They don't match it. The Elite Four in Scarlet and Violet was the most bland shit I've ever seen in my life.
Hey, this tastes like shit.
But in this game, each room is unique to the specific trainer's type and whatever they are about, and I think that's fucking awesome. The reason I bring this stuff up is because everything in this game feels alive and has personality. Casellia City, which is just New York, bustles with NPCs walking past the buildings looking like mini Joseph Joestars. Every trainer room, every room in general, has a life to it. The newer games just haven't replicated that yet. However, I'm really hoping that the reason they're taking so long with Pokemon ZA is that they are trying to make that feel. They're trying to make Lumino City feel like a city. I think as long as they add wandering people, wandering Pokemon, more detailed houses, routes, and etc., this could be the best or more perfect Pokemon game ever. No, piss off, so. Now we are gonna actually play. The gameplay is just a classic Pokemon. You got your rivals, you got your 8 gyms, you got your Elite Four, and your champion who has a wayside because N and his shitty ass dad take the forefront. It's okay, buddy. I get it. However, the thing that they did add to the change was what made this game so great. Seasonal changes added a lot of immersion, and having winter not be just a visual change, but affecting gameplay, having some stuff blocked off and some stuff not, really adds to your immersion and just the effect of the game, making you feel like you really are in it. Music, of course, changes around as well, but we're not going to talk about that just yet. Wait a second or two, wink wink. I hope the future games like ZA bring this back, because it was one of the best features of this game, in my opinion. Now, this game, like most Pokemon games, does have a couple flaws, even though they're kind of minuscule. The level gap in this game, fucking horrendous. There's a 10 level gap between the 8th gym and Elite Four, and they're right fucking next to each other. I had to grind a Dinos for like 2 or 3 hours. Fuck you, Pokemon Black. I almost forgot to mention that this game is really fucking difficult compared to other games. It took me multiple tries to beat each Elite Four member, but my goat Phasal crushed up. Holy shit! What? The post-game also has a really bad level gap and difficulty spike. Like, I had a fucking PTSD attack in the middle of playing through it. Which one to use the TM reader? Ah! No, I'm sorry! Oh shit! Oh shit! Damn, she low-key a baddie though. Well, the limiting Pokemon is cool. It is a little annoying not being able to get your favorites, like Swampert, and it has some issues. Wink, wink. Dragons dominate this game, which is why the fairy type was introduced in the first place. Alright, Teemo Man, let's clutch this shit up. Alright, you're a tank. You tank that? Oh, fuck. Now, back to the positives. The new features like triple battles added variety, even if they were a bit chunky. On top of that, this is when they finally added reusable TMs. Thank you, God. Other than that, not much gameplay changed. However, one of the biggest changes was this game introduced over 150 new Pokemon, the largest number since Kanto at that time. For the main story, you're limited to only these Pokemon, which made Unova feel, in a way, like a fresh start and really like a new region. AKA America, baby! Woo! Some of these designs mirrored Kanto, like Amuma Survival Period. Others were very original, and others were incredibly fucking ass too. But Kanto also has some ass Pokemon. Fuck you, I'm right. Crocodile, Superior, Chandelure are among my personal favorites, along with this dude I named Face Sale, because he's the GOAT. Okay, I'm stopping it right here. That wasn't even funny. Please forgive me, guys, please. One thing that I'm adding in post is that the level caps in this game for the Pokemon evolutions are fucking horseshit. They're horrible. Oh my god. The Dino evolves at level 50. After you've beaten N and his dad. And then to get Hydreigon, 64. The reason I bring this up is that you're not even able to use some of these Pokemon that are designed to be used until after the post game. And even then, imagine bringing some of these Pokemon into other generations. How the fuck is that gonna work? How am I gonna evolve some bird at 50 when at that point, I'm probably at the Elite Four already? Just, I don't want to evolve this Ice Cone at fucking 57. Tell me in the comments if they change this, but fuck those levels. The starters are solid, representing the melting pot of America, with Emperor being like China, Superior being like a European England type style, and Samurai being a samurai. Character designs are top notch and is super cool. The male trainer is my personal favorite of all time. The overall designs paired with the changing seasons really immerse you into the journey. Just each area feels distinct and different with the Pokemon changing with it. I bring all this up because the newer games, even games before it, haven't replicated this sense. They don't replicate this feel of life and just coolness among the trainers and everything around it. While the designs are pretty good, I don't think personally they've reached like end levels of cool though. However, my personal favorite thing about these games is the fucking music. The music is so peak, so I'll just keep singing on, cause I can walk, you can walk. The music in black and white is among the best in the entire series. As someone who's done music for about 5 years now and plans on joining like choir in college, trust me when I say, this shit's top fucking tier. Dynamic layering is one of its standout features. For example, Accumulate Town's bass track is very simple, but if you go to this specific house and talk to these NPCs, it adds more to the track. Mystery Elf City is another standout because one of the things that I personally felt when feeling it is a sense of adventure, which makes sense because it is an airport. I fucking love this game. Battle music is equally as impressive and equally as good, and probably, maybe not the best in the series, but one of the best in the series. When your Pokemon's health gets low, an entirely new track plays, making the fight more intense and just faster. Alright, Embolor, one more Thunder Punch. Wait, what's that?
Yo, yo, yo! Ah!
Embolor, get jiggy with it, man. Embolor? Oh man. It makes you feel urgency, and I beg Pokemon bring this feature back and make it multiple tracks with unique depending on the situation. That would be so, I would cream in my pants. The movement of the tracks as you play just makes you so immersed and locked in, and if I'm correct, in the weather changes, the songs will change as well. Not only keeps you playing, but makes you want to continue to play the game and listen to the soundtrack more because it's a unique experience every single time. I'm gonna move on to the lore before I cream my pants. This game's lore is probably the best in the entirety of the Pokemon franchise. The black and white lore says to set itself apart from other Pokemon games by, instead of looking at it from good and evil, it is a very gray moral perspective. Team Plasma specifically has this gray ideology in this central narrative that they're trying to free Pokemon from human entrapment so that everybody is free. Absolute cinema. But this is still a Pokemon game, so Team Plasma is still evil. I mean, they only, beat a Pokemon once or twice. They're still trying to liberate them. Back on track, we see it and its crew throughout the story tell us that we are the immoral ones. We are the ones oppressing Pokemon, forcing them to battle, forcing them to do whatever we want. However, we see multiple times that Team Plasma goes back on what they say. They literally beat the shit out of the Pokemon. Multiple times. They abuse the Pokemon and they force it. Fun fact, Gideus, one of the main villains, his Pokemon actually has a 100% frustration, which is High Dragon, and is actually leveled up earlier than it's supposed to be. This could just be for better game design, or it could be trying to show us that he forced his Pokemon to evolve early, which is not at all what N is trying to say. This both creates an ethical dilemma to see, are we treating our Pokemon right, and also gets to show that, yeah, we probably are, because N, who is sheltered his entire life, and is to be sheltered until the end of the game, just ignores that his buddies are beating the shit out of Pokemon, relatable. So before we continue, quick TLDR of N and his story. N is raised in isolation from the rest of the world. Getsus manipulates him throughout his life to believe that he is the king. He's going to free Pokemon and trainers so then they are all equal and free of oppression. He was manipulated, he was lied to. Getsus just wants power. After having that revelation, N's like, damn, I was wrong. And he flies away like a little. Still, at the heart of it, N is still one of the most complex and compelling characters in the entire series. His pure-hearted conviction contrasts sharply with Gexus's ulterior motives of control and domination, a dynamic we haven't seen except for maybe Rose with Leon and Hot, but that was really developed for shit, so we ignore that. N's development is really cool because he goes from somebody who was misguided and just believing what he was told to someone who learns from life and realizes that he was wrong and accepts that he was wrong. It's fabulous. Especially in the sequel, which maybe I'll talk about, wink, 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 wink. The game's themes of liberation versus control, and if it's even right to have Pokemon battle each other and be friends with you, is awesome. Unova's narrative design just helps you develop with personal growth, challenging your beliefs, and the importance of seeing the world from different perspectives, which is one of N's main plot points and why I love him so much. Pokemon games of previous years never focused on that aspect of the games, and the story has just, ever since, never hit quite as hard. While Scarlet and Violet I do feel has one of the best stories since, I don't think it is as good as this, which I believe is the best Pokemon story we have ever gotten.
Vocal percussion on a whole nother level, coming from my mind. Vocal percussion.
Pokemon Black and White have aged like a fine wine. Compared to the earlier gens like the original Kanto games, which lack story, gameplay, not having bugs. Sorry Kanto. The games are just a world of better. That's not to say that they're perfect. Fuck off, bro. Fuck off, Cell. Pokemon designs are questionable. I'm looking at you, Garbodor, those elemental monkeys, and a couple others I'm throwing to the screen. Also, those shitty ass level ups. Seriously, I'm not waiting 10 levels for the Elite Four because I want a High Dragon. Fuck you, Pokemon Black, you pieces of shit. TLDR, those levels fucking suck. But the good far outweighs the bad. In the end, Black and White stand out because they dared to be different. In an age where the only thing different is maybe updating the animations after they should have been updated at the begin with, they're a reminder of what Pokemon can achieve if they just go for creativity and depth instead of the bank account. So, are the Glazers right? Abso-fucking-lutely. On the Doofus scale, this is getting a solid 9.5. This was one of the best Pokemon games I ever played, and I understand the hype. While the gameplay was very basic and similar to other games in the past, its story was rich and there was depth to it, unlike a lot of games we have today. So yes, this game is fire, even in 2025. Also, thank you for all the support and liking all my stuff. If you have any other opinions, let me know in the comments. Also, thank you for all these people. Okay, bye. I wanna be the very star.